Hey, welcome to this week's conversation between me and my brother. We are doing something a little bit different than you've seen on the channel before. We are talking to each other over the internet, over FaceTime. And so, obviously, like we've mentioned before, we live in separate cities. And so, this is a way that we're able to continue making videos, even though we are geographically separate. So, I did want to start off to show you something interesting. Here it is. Stop messing with the camera. There it is. Yep. My brother, he's showing off his haircut. So this is the first video on the channel that's showing his new hair. He's had it for a few weeks, but he just is now showing it to the people. So leave it in the comments. Let us know if you like the long or the short. Maybe he'll go back to long if people don't like it.
I'm getting a lot of bad reactions from people who are saying that they don't like the short. Like, I had someone at work, they were like, I don't like it, bring back the long hair. And everybody keeps saying, they're like, are you going into the service? Like, you said that. You said that people were going to say that, and that's a little odd, but.
Oh. Anyways, so yeah, we got that out of the way. Thing that I see a lot happening right now on YouTube and whatnot in trending is people are talking about the new Star Wars trailer that's just come out.
They are.
And so I wanted to just touch on it a little bit, get your thoughts on the new Star Wars.
Before we get into that, though, you know something? I totally forgot this movie was coming out this year. I know it's December, but like they haven't talked about it for so long.
Yeah.
And we've been thinking of like last year they came out with a prequel. Mm-hmm. What was it, Solo?
Yeah. And
so
I guess so. That was the
this whole one. Like continuing on after the six one and the Force Awakens and all that. I totally forgot that they were making it. Mm-hmm. So this trailer kind of came out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, Star Wars. Okay.
Yeah.
So now getting to the trailer.
So, what was your initial response to the trailer? I'll tell you mine, but I wanted to see when you watched it for the first time. I don't know how long it's been out. It's not been out very long, has it?
No, like 3 days maybe.
Okay. So what was your initial response when you watched it? I know you watched a couple people who's reacted to it already that you follow, but what is your personal response to it the first time you watched it?
Okay. Right before I say anything, I want to talk about. I have never been a fan of that once Disney took over and they were starting to make the new ones, like The Force Awakens and all of them. But put that aside, because I don't want to go into this movie being biased from what they have done, like The Force Awakens. I wasn't a fan. I thought Disney was milking something that they shouldn't have been. I think that it was the Star Wars franchise should be done. And Disney was milking that. So you putting all that aside from my opinion, I liked the trailer. I feel like there was a little bit in the trailer that gave us too much information. Maybe they did that intentionally in saying that that like we should the part is what I'm thinking of is when you see the bad guy or whatever, the guy with long hair. That's all in black. Kylo Ren, yes. Yeah. And then the main actress, you see them both cut something with their lightsabers together, like they are working together. Do you remember seeing that?
Yeah.
So I saw that and I'm like, they're giving away too much, because I think what's going to happen is they're both going to get together somehow, if it's romantically or non-romantically. I don't know.
Maybe they're related.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, whatever happens, I don't know. They haven't explained that yet, but I think us knowing that they're going to be together somehow is kind of giving a little too much away.
That's true. I mean, I did feel... It's like when I first watched it, I felt like this is something different. I don't want to get too much yet into what I felt about the previous movies that they've come out with. But with this one, when I initial watched it, I was like, that looks exciting. That looks cool, you know? It feels like a Star Wars movie again. just in modern, modern look to it. And then when I rewatched it, I did notice it's like, okay, well, they're telling a lot of the story. So unless they have a really big twist at the end of this that no one's expecting, it's going to be a lot different than I don't know. It's just going to be a lot. It just seems like they've given too much of the story away already,
Yeah, that is true. And I've heard a lot of people say that too. Now, they haven't given away the ending. I mean, we've seen some things, but just before you know anything, just seeing the trailer, do you have any theories on what you think the ending is going to be?
I have no idea. Obviously, I think they're setting it up for the Emperor Palpatine to be back, obviously. I think it's pretty obvious. If it's not that, then I don't know what the crap they're trying to do. But I think it's just going to end similar to... I think it's going to end similar to Jedi Returns, where obviously the rebellion's going to is going to win over the Empire, and so and I think Kylo Ren and Rey is her name's Rey.
I heard a theory. Yes, Rey. I heard a theory when The Force Awakens came out. It was the bad guy in this. It's not Emperor Palpatine. But it's Emperor Palpatine's
master.
Oh. Because in the third movie, he tells that story to Anakin. He said he could keep people from dying, but he couldn't keep himself from dying.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that scene where they're in the theater?
Yeah, I remember.
He's kind of luring Anakin to come to the dark side. A lot of people are saying that that's who the bad guy is. It's not Emperor Palpatine.
Okay.
But, which I like that theory a lot better than it being Emperor Palpatine. I think Emperor Palpatine got thrown off. I want to hope that Anakin or Darth Vader killed him to save Luke, but we don't see him die. So, to tell you the truth, he could be still here.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I know... And this might start opening up a longer conversation about the other movies, but I know Darth Maul in the stories that's not necessarily in the movies,
Solo.
but Darth Maul survived
Solo.
a long fall, and he went after he was cut in half, and that's actually in like the books and stuff that they wrote that Darth Maul survives and he comes back later on, and we did see that teaser at the end of Solo that came out a while back.
Yeah, I actually think I'm happy with that theory of Darth Maul, because I think he was a really good character. That he was the bad guy in the first one, but we didn't have any information on him. It was very brief. All we really see is he never talks, and then he comes on and he fights the two Jedis at the end of the first one.
I mean, he said he said a few words in Phantom Menace.
Okay, well, I think him coming on is going to give us a story that I feel like would be great. Will it be in this one, though? I don't know. I think that probably he's going to be in the prequels, kind of like the Solo, and I think they're planning on making like a Obi-Wan Kenobi between the time of the third and fourth movie, what he was doing on Tatooine.
Yeah. You do know how Darth Maul, what Darth Maul's demise is, right?
I don't.
You want me to spoil it for you? I mean, it's kind of it's already out there. You just
go ahead and
Obi-Wan Kenobi actually ends up killing Darth Maul for sure on Tatooine. So one of the biggest things that Darth Maul, he's filled with rage and revenge toward Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he finds him and they have another duel, and Obi-Wan Kenobi as an older man actually kills Darth Maul.
I like that theory because then it kind of finishes it off and it puts him in the prequels rather than making him in. That's
probably why they brought Darth Maul onto the scene in Solo, because they're leading up to having him in the Kenobi movie that they might come out with. So
that is true. I like that theory.
Talk about Solo. What did you feel about Solo? You don't have to talk about it for too long, but out of all of the ones I've seen, I think I like Solo the best. and a lot of people didn't like
I
it.
like the concept of Solo, but I feel like they were adding on to the story of Solo that that was something we didn't need to know about, and it was also kind of stretching it a little bit too far. Like when he had that at the end of the movie, he had the poker tournament and he got the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a little cheesy, and I don't want to know how he got the Millennium Falcon. Like, that's their story. They always complain and argue, be like, that's my ship. No, that's my ship. And it's not fair that you have it. But then I don't want to know what happened, because I feel like that's what makes it a great story. It's like this epic
So you're saying
thing
it didn't
happened.
leave you to the imagination of the crazy life that Han Solo had lived and whatnot.
Yeah, it was a kind of like a cheesy way of finding out how he got the Millennium Falcon, and it wasn't like a spectacular thing. I wanted like something spectacular and great that on how he got the Millennium Falcon. Don't you agree?
I mean, I would say the thing that I liked about Solo, there's a lot of issues that I have with the Star Wars movies ever since Disney took it. But the thing I liked about Solo, and I think a lot of people didn't like it for the same reasons you're talking about, it showed too much, and people loved the aspect of Han Solo being interpreted by different people differently.
And then another thing that I want to say, I know he's like a space cowboy, and so he's kind of lived a life before we see him in the original Star Wars, the 4, 5, and 6. But his biggest story was he was in love with Princess Leia. That's him. He has this incredible love story between the two characters that like we like, it builds through all 3 movies, and then finally on the 6th one they finally get together, and like it's Luke's not in the picture because she finds out he's the brother, and she actually loved him the whole time. And putting in another love interest in that film, it kind of, I think it makes that story a little bit less. We don't get the emotional thing that like he spent his whole life
to loving Leia. Yeah,
he spent his whole life being a space cowboy and being a gangster basically, and being a smuggler. But then he meets Princess Leia, and he marries this princess because she's beautiful, and they fall in love to save the universe basically.
I liked it because I liked seeing an actual take on certain things that filled in gaps. So I didn't really care for how him and Chewie met in the movie, but I like seeing a version of it, someone's interpretation of it. I like seeing certain things like how we got the Millennium Falcon come to life, even if what might have been a disappointing story or way it played out, it still was cool to see something like that on screen. And so I think that's why I liked it. But let's go ahead and take a break real quick.
Yep.
And then we'll do a quick ad and come back.
Okay, sounds cool. We, as WiseWorks, we're trying to build a company. So the more we get subscribers, the more we're building. We have other jobs. We're not doing this full time, but we're taking as much time as we can to put into this channel and to our company through like other social media, so we can advertise our videos and everything we do and build our company. So you coming and liking our social media or subscribing to this channel really helps us out. That helps us to grow, and then eventually maybe be self-supporting.
I mean, really what we want to do is we want to entertain people. And the biggest thing we're doing right now is we're building an audience of you guys. And so if you subscribe, you get a higher probability of seeing our content when we come out. It also allows us to be able to see the audience that we have. And that's really what our focus is right now. We just want to build an audience of people who just sit down and enjoy our content and be entertained by it. That's really what we want to do. And so if you join, it's obviously free to subscribe. It's free to follow us on social media. We would really appreciate it if you did that, and you'd help grow our company and be a part of the whole process as we continue to move forward with WiseWorks Entertainment. All right, welcome back. We are
Yep.
talking about Star Wars, the new one that's coming out, and giving a little bit of just a conversation between me and my brother about our thoughts on the Disney franchise of the Star Wars movies. So again,
Yes.
I think the new Star Wars looks really cool. I think visually it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I do think that they showed a lot in the trailer, so unless there's a big twist, I don't think there's going to be too many things that are very surprising or like mind blowing. I do think we should mention in this saga, these 3 movies that follows the same stories with Kylo Ren and Rey. I think we need to address that the last one they made, episode 2 of the saga,
Yeah.
or I guess it's episode 9?
8.
It's episode 8.
This is going to be 9, so 8.
It sucked so much.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what everybody says.
I mean, it just sucked so much.
It wasn't the best. I didn't like it. I only watched it one time, so I can kind of I remember, but very little. Did Luke end up dying in that movie? Or can't
Yes.
remember.
I mean,
Okay.
he ended up disappearing like Yoda and the other ones did and all that.
Well, I mean,
It was so terrible in my
Yeah.
mind. I hated it with a passion. It really.
well, I know a lot of people are saying that, so I don't want to talk about that too much. Something I do want to bring up. Lando Calrissian. What do you think? He was in the trailer. That means he's going to be in the movie.
Lando Calrissian. I don't know what to expect from that aspect of the story.
I'm loving that because, like we said about Solo, him and Han Solo had such a bond that they would fight, but we didn't really know things about them.
Yeah.
And how he got the Millennium Falcon, and technically he gets the Millennium Falcon back because Lando died. So he's probably going to be kind of like a captain with Chewie, probably almost like taking over Han Solo's spot, kind of. But I know a lot of people are happy about that because he's one of the more favorite characters of mine in Star Wars. He's just like this. At first, he was like the president or mayor, whatever you call it, of that Sky City.
Yeah, like the founder or something.
And then he
was a
became
dirtbag at first.
Yeah.
And he's always kind of been a dirtbag, just like Han Solo, but he's
such a great character.
Yeah, he
I
is
think.
a good character, and he's like loyal to his friendship with Han Solo, even though they don't like each other.
Yeah, I doubt he's going to be in a ton of the movie. Like he'll probably be in a very small role, but all around, I'm really happy that he's going to be in it. I think that he's going to do a great job and just kind of tie in all the old Star Wars with the new ones more.
Yeah. What do you think? What are you thinking about obviously Leia is still in this film, which means she's a completely CGI character, or at least parts of her.
Is she? Because I know, I think they pulled like a, what was it, Lord of the Rings, to where there's 3 movies, but they kind of filmed them back to back to back. Instead of like.
This is completely. I'm pretty sure this Leia is completely. Completely.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I thought how they filmed it was like back to back to back. They kind of just filmed it all at once.
Completely different directors, and I want to talk about this as well. The fact that J.J. Abrams,
they are.
J.J. Abrams is doing this one, and he did the first one. So
yes, I think J.J. Abrams is definitely one of my top 3 directors of all time.
Yeah,
he has made some phenomenal things. I know some people don't like this, but like his Star Trek franchise that he's doing, I love that.
Yeah,
I think he should make more. I know it's not completely with the original, but it's phenomenal, and I love J.J. Abrams. Yeah. I think all his work is it's great.
I actually really did enjoy the episode 7 of the saga that's out that he did. There was aspects I didn't care for, but I think he did an actual really good job. And so
Yeah.
I am excited to see the potential that this one has. I know there's going to be aspects of it that I don't like because I know I'm critical and I don't really care for
Oh, yeah.
the whole Disney realm thing. But
Yeah,
just
and that's
trust
just Disney
yeah.
telling him what he needs to do,
I
not
trust
his
JJ.
creative.
I trust JJ Abrams more.
Oh,
It
I
being
definitely
in
do too.
his hands to take care of more than most other people in today's world with different directors.
Oh, I definitely agree. I
Yeah.
think J.J. Abrams is just he's a great director, and especially this type of, I guess, genre of filming, like space, modern. I think that's one of his strong suits. So I
Yeah,
think,
sci-fi.
yeah, him doing it, I think is going to be great.
Yeah, and
I
I
don't
know
know anything about
visually
the
it's gonna be-
writer. I don't know who's the writer of the story,
Yeah,
but
I haven't looked at it either, but I'm excited to see what it's gonna be. I haven't been excited for a while. I mean, I know a lot of people liked Rogue One. I did not at all.
yeah, me either.
A
Yeah,
lot of people didn't like Solo, and I liked that one. And
Okay.
I was okay with the last one JJ did. I kind of enjoyed it, but I'm looking forward to this one. I think I'm actually gonna go watch it and see how it turns out. You know. And
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
normally
definitely going
support
to,
Disney
too.
movies too much, but I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to this one, and I guess we'll probably do another talk on it later to see what we think about it after it comes out. So real quick
I
again,
know it's December. Have they released the date? I know the other one's like
it
the
said this
14th or
Christmas.
something.
It said this Christmas, so it's probably coming out.
I don't know if
Christmas.
it's like. I know, but the other one was like the 14th. Do you know when it comes out exactly?
The trailer said on this Christmas, so I think it's probably going to be. It could be the day of Christmas, so it might be like a gift to the world or something. If
I
it's a
don't know
good
if
gift
it's
or a
gonna be
bad
Christmas,
gift, we'll
but-
wait and see.
Yeah.
So just going back to it again, what are your thoughts on the CGI animated Leia? Do you think it's going to be weird because the last one?
It's going to be weird, but I feel like they can pull it off. Just they've done things. They're doing like that all the time, like with this new Will Smith movie, Gemini Man, to where he's totally CG, or no, he's not totally CGI, but like he's playing himself younger, and then they're just kind of CGIing to make himself younger. I feel like today in a film, it doesn't matter as much, so we'll just see how much of a role she plays, if it's a big role or if it's just something small.
Yeah, that would be a cool topic to do some research and talk about the future of filmmaking with CGI and everything, and being able to duplicate a human on screen and make it look so realistic, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so I think that's about all the time we have for this episode.
Yep.
Any final thoughts you have for the audience?
No, I think we're good.
All
Just, thanks for watching this week.
Leave it in the comments. Let us know what you're excited about with the new Star Wars movie, or what you're concerned or thoughts are. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later.
Yep.